Good day, friends. Today I am here with the another video related to the scavenge space part. And earlier we have already discussed about the scavenge fire in detail. So today I am going to discuss the scavenge space inspection, which is to be done for the betterment of this and as per the PMS requirements also. And if we do it on continuous basis, then the prevention of scavenge fire can also be done. Okay, so why scavenge space inspection is required? So if we see, we have to detect wear, tear, and the damage inside the liner, piston ring, top land. So we have to do it. Identifying any leaks and any other issues related to that inside the engine cylinder. Then preventing scavenge fires. That is also one of the part. Ensuring engine reliability. It detects condition of the cylinders, piston, skirts, piston rods, and piston rings at very low expenses. This is the basic advantage of the scavenge fire. What to check in scavenge space inspection? So in this inspection, the visual examination of the piston, skirt, rod, piston rings, and the lower part of the cylinder liner, thorough inspection of the scavenge air ports also has to be done. And basically to reduce the risk of a scavenge fire, the removal of the oily sludge and the carbon deposits, which is found in the scavenge air boxes, receivers, and under piston space, can be cleared during this part. And again, the fuel valve tightness, piston tightness for the lube oil leakages by running this, by turning the engine and doing the inspection from the scavenge space side can be found out. What are the pre-entry precautions or the arrangements to be done? Before entering into the scavenge space, we must do all this. Scavenge space entry checklist to be followed as in the enclosed space entry, whatever the requirements that must be complied of. Ensure that the entrance doors of the scavenge space are to be secured in the open position. So when we are securing the opening the scavenge doors, it must be keep secured, keep open. Ensure that the pockets of the person going inside must be empty because chances of anything which is falling down inside. Okay. And whatever thing you are carrying inside, when you are coming out, you must ensure that all the things are with you. So nothing can be left behind. Flashlights, mirrors, bucket of rags, turning gear operational control, and a digital camera also to be taken for the record purpose. Okay, so the now question arises when to do the scavenge space inspection. So the answer is here. The inspection should be carried out at the first stop after long voyage, if possible during anchoring. This is going to give you the best result. Otherwise, if you go to the port and do the inspection, then the situation will be different. Because if the port inspection is carried out after arrival at the harbor, then during maneuvering or the low load operations, same like as a river passage or canal passage, then the extra lubrication of the cylinder lines start to be required or the extra cylinder oil doses are there. So these can mislead the inspection results. And when we talk about the maneuvering part or the low load operations, the combustion is not perfect. And then in that scenario, the effective and complete combustion is not there. So the inspection, scavenge space inspection results are misleading. Now we will discuss about the scavenge inspection procedure. Okay. So first of all, what we have to do, we have to block the starting air supply and close the main starting valve. Inform the bridge, engine control room, and a notice to be put near the telegraph that do not start scavenge space inspection going on. Auxiliary blowers, main breakers to be offed and tagged that do not start. Two persons are required who is most experienced. He will inspect the surfaces, liner, piston, top land, piston rings and all, and tell the observations to the another person who will record it and also do the turning gear operations as required. Keep cooling water, lube oil, and fuel oil circulating completely to check and observe the leaks. Open the indicator cocks and engage the turning gear And fuel pump side inspection cover doors, scavenger doors also to be kept opened, and thorough ventilation and enclosed space checklist also to be complied of, which we have already discussed. So all these precautionary measures have to be done before the inspection procedures, or you can say the preparations has to be done before the scavenge inspection. You can see here in this picture, the scavenger door is completely open and scavenger receiver is thoroughly seen over here, and the door is kept open and locked. Scavenge manifold condition also you can see. Generally what we know that the condition of a scavenge manifold and the scavenge spaces once we enter inside and around the cylinder liners, and we have to ensure that there is no buildup of the sludge or excessive oil deposits, and the drains, scavenge drains also to be clear. That things we have to observe in the very first entry. Now you can see that when we begin the inspection, the cylinder, which cylinder to choose. So whose piston is at nearby the BDC. So that cylinder to be inspected first. Then what we have, once we reach to that cylinder, then wipe the running surfaces clean with the rags so that the correct assessment of the piston ring can be done. And always use the very high intensity light source so that the closer and minor things also can be observed and better inspection results to be found. Okay, so this is the picture. Once you reach over the unit who is in BDC, then the first picture you can see over here the depositions and the condition of the scavenge ports, piston rod, and all. Okay, continuing with the procedures of inspection, we have to turn the engine at least half a revolution and start with the unit already arrived downwards. So just above the scavenger ports. So we have to see if the piston must be above the scavenger ports. We have to make it on that position, and then inspecting the piston rod is very important, and the lower part of the cylinder liner wall. As you can see in the diagram, the telescopic mirror is being utilized to see the condition of the liner bottom part. While the piston is passing downward, inspect the piston skirt also and all the piston rings, the ring lands and the piston top also. Then another one is the rings. We have to inspect thoroughly one at a time, and the results also has to be noted down. Whatever the respective clearances also has to be taken, it has to be taken. Okay, so as you can see in the diagram, that is the thing. And we have to take one wooden piece and check the movability and the tension of the piston rings. How we will do that? So by pressing against them with the wooden stick. We have to have the wooden stick, and we have to press that, and we have to see the movability of the piston ring. Okay, or sometimes what we have to do, we have to have keep a small hammer and then tap the wooden piece, and then we can see the movability of the piston ring and the tension of the piston ring. That is very, very important part. Measure the total clearance between the piston ring and the ring groups. So as you can see in the diagram, what is the procedure? You have to take the top one, the clearance is told E, and the bottom clearance is F. And when we add these clearances, E plus F, the total clearance is being taken. Okay, so we have to see in the manual, it should not exceed the pre-specified value. Inspection of the uppermost piston ring, as you can see here, and we have to measure the pressure relief grooves depth with the caliper. So as you can see in the diagram, it's very clearly shown to you guys that depth measurement is required, and the radial depth also has to be. And we have to see the manual, we have to refer the manual, and if it is exceeding the specified value, then the ring roofs or rings has to be changed. Okay, it has to be replaced. Now the another major part is your top land. We have the template, or we have the measuring tool, measuring device. So clear the piston crown and check that burn away by the means of the template. As you can see in the diagram, we have to see the things. So this is something which is called burn away. As you can see, it is indicated by the arrows. So that has to be measured again and check the burn away with the whole circumference of the piston crown. It's not only at one place. Compare with the specified value which is given in the manual and keep it for the further reference. So it has to be recorded well, and the recording place is already being provided in the form. So I will discuss it in the last. After completion of the inspection of one cylinder, continue the inspection of the next cylinder whose BTC is nearest, and so on as per the firing order. As you can see, as per the firing order, the BTC is to be achieved, and one by one all cylinders has to be checked. Check the non-return valve, flap valves, butterfly valves, and the auxiliary blowers for easy movement and possible damage. If any damage is observed, then must be reported and the corrective action is required. Otherwise, everything is okay. And take the photographs also of whatever the inspection which you are doing. In a scavenger boxes and receivers, if excessive oil, sludge, and carbon deposits are being found, then the fuel valve and the piston also to be tested as accordingly as requirement. So scavenge relief valves. So in this one, we have to check the scavenge relief valve and the temperature probes. As you can see the extreme right diagram figure. So scavenge relief valve, the spring condition and all, and the temperature probe condition also has to be verified. And checking the security grids, basically inside it you have the blower impellers. So condition of the impeller also can be seen. The fan impellers must be good. Okay, so the blower inlet flap, which we have discussed earlier also, you can see in the diagram, condition of the blower flaps, the inlet through which the scavenge air done. So that also has to be checked there. These should be free to open and should close when released. So it is free operation of these inlet flaps to be inspected. Piston ring set, as we have discussed, you can see here the close-up photos of the piston rings. So we have to turn the engine so the piston ring is viewable through the scavenge ports. Inspect the piston skirts for the sign of scuffing and abrasions also, and inspecting the rings for any damage, and ring grooves for the evidence of the carbon buildup, and must be these rings are in good condition. So whatever the findings that must be recorded simultaneously. Piston top line condition photograph has to be taken and condition to be noted down. So turn the piston down so that the crown can be inspected thoroughly, and look for the excessive deposits, burning signs, or poor injection or cracking of the top line. That is important aspect. Liner checking also has to be done. When you have this opportunity, you can then look up the liner using the mirror, or look for the evidence of corrosion, scuffing, or abrasion. Check injector nozzles for the leakages and condition of the exhaust valve, hot corrosion, that also can be observed. And the liner is this liner, which you can see has 8,000 running hours and it is in good condition. So this is this photo you can see over here. So you can use the camera also to take the photograph, and afterwards it can be observed. Okay. Then after inspection is completed, what to be done? So when the inspection is completed, ensure that all racks along with the other items which you have taken inside must be removed from the scavenge space, and everybody must come out. So after coming out, you have to ensure that a scavenge space door is closed, and make sure that no one enters after it. So closing must be done, and along with that the under piston doors which was kept open, so that also has to be shut in front of the operational in charge. So this procedure is very very important. Nobody should go inside. And once the boxing up is completely as per the directives, the tightening of the nuts, crossovers has to be done, and the recording of the inspection findings has to be done as per the PMS system. You can see some of the photographs over here, different units you can mark with the chalk, and you can continue taking the photographs which can be uploaded into the PMS system. Here you can see the diagrammatic representation with the help of the light and the mirror. The frictional wear between the sliding surface of the liner and piston is being checked. In this, here you can see the SD corrosion of the liner surface, or you can see the clover leafing is also being checked of the liner. So that also is here in this photo, you can see the abrasive here or the abrasion of the liner surface is being thoroughly checked. That's why you must have the high intensity light source required. And it is possible due to the mechanical wear, corrosion, combustion. So all these factors which are there. So liner condition for the abrasive here is being noted. In this photo, you can see the complete inspection of the piston rings, piston skirt, and piston top land, which we have already discussed. It is just for your reference, the photograph is. Micro seizures also to be inspected. You can see in the enlarged view how the micro seizures look like, and you have to observe on the piston skirt part. Here you can see the free movement we have already seen with the wooden stick. You can do the free movement of the piston ring and springness of the piston ring by pressing the rings. And here you can see record of all these things has to be maintained. The condition of the piston rod, the condition of cylinder liner, piston, top land of the piston, piston ring, piston skirt condition. So whatever things are there, that has to be recorded. Here you can see a simple diagrammatic representation. In the form, you can see here the details, running hours for the piston ring condition 1, the stop ring and second ring, third ring and fourth ring, and for the respective unit up till 7. Anyway, I will show you detailed inspection form, which you can see here. The complete part is shown part by part because the form is very big. I cannot show you in the one slide, so I will show you in the different slides. So you can have, you can see here the cylinder liner condition also has to be done, and the number of units you can see here on the top, it is being marked. So cylinder liner top condition, cylinder liner middle condition, middle cylinder liner condition, lower cylinder liner condition, and cylinder liner below ports. So it is well divided, and once you select the form, the condition either it is clean or smooth or running surfaces black overall, then you have to select for B, and the scratches are there observed, that also has to be marked with S. Sharp edges on the scavenge ports, it is considered as SP. Machine marks is still visible. Star marks is scuffing, SC. Clover leafing, CL. Port stripes, PS. So all these things are just, you have to select it. Okay. So this is all there inbuilt into the next part. You can see here condition of the piston crown respectively has to be entered, and then leaks are there. What is the condition of the leak of the on top piston grounds, and the ring conditions, it is either intact or it is collapsed, broken opposite ring gap, broken near gap, broken the lock upper part, broken with the lock finger, have several pieces broken in several pieces, or entirely missing. So whatever is your observation as you have done the inspection, so it has to be reported for ring 1, ring 2, ring 3, and ring 4. This is very clear in the inspection form given. And then the ring movement, it is loose, sluggish, or sticky, whatever, for all the respective rings has to be noted. Then the ring surface condition also has to be observed. So it is very well detailed inspection report you can make. And as you can see in the diagram that uh, I will show you with the laser pointer, this is something which is the condition, and this tab, if you press, all these options will come, and you can show over here. Okay, so this is very important. You go through the form, and you can learn the things which is to be practiced. Then the ring coating condition. See, imagine. So all these boxes, if you click in the corner, then the these things will come and you have to select this. So as running in coating condition, then coating crack vertically, coating crack web peeling of upper edge, peeling of the surfaces, peeling of the bottom edge, peeling of the ring locks or embedded iron. So whatever is your observation which you can see over here, so this can be selected over here. But first of all, when you are dealing with it, so kindly refer the main engine manual for detailed description of it. Next, piston skirt condition, clean, smooth, with scratches, scuffing is observed, deposits are observed, or worn out is being observed, you have to make it report. And then here is the piston rod condition. So here again the same thing which you can observe and you have to report clean or smooth or the scratches found or the wear ridges found top and bottom part, scuffing found, corrosion marks found, or the water traces are being found. So whatever is your observation. So I will suggest that whenever you are going for inspection, you must go through the form first and then you observe the things. Here the scavenge space condition, no sludge is being found, sludges are being found, much sludge is being found, water traces are being found, sea salts depositions are found, system oil leakages are found, scavenge drain pipes are found clogged. So the frame box as well as the scavenge receivers, you can see again, I have shown you for the example that this type of things will come and then this bottom arrow has to be clicked and the options has to be selected. So this is very important part when you are going for the forms. And then air inlet condition also has to be seen. So if you have two air cooler units, then that is the condition. Or if you have only one air cooler, so report has to be made for only one air cooler. And then hours since last overall also has to be filled. And then the email and the reporting form, and this is the revision of the form number and the details as per your company SMS manual, PMS requirement. You have to completely fill up this form. So this is a complete thorough inspection report. Once you do the inspection, you have to fill up and submit in the PMS items. Here in this part, you can see with the diagram completely shown over here, the piston ring part and condition, brokerage, the CL groove condition, aluminum coating, the ceramic coating, all these things you can see here for the respective units, the ring hours and the control leakage type that also has to be shown over here. Okay, so this is the form, in that form only, the another. Here, the coating thickness, which is given for the 1, 2, 3, 4 rings, and the filter part is seen over here. Then the leakage groove conditions, thickness is being there, remaining round, yes or no has to be selected. Leakage groove 1 mm. So this is for top ring, this is for second ring, this is for third ring, and this is for fourth ring. Same thing has to be. Here you can see the ring grooves, piston crown, piston skirt condition. So you see here, this is the scavenge port part. So the measured coating in the center of the skirt and each record to be average of 3 measurements. So whenever you are saying this, so this must be having 3 results and then average has to be taken. Here you can see lower top land, then first ring condition, second ring land, third ring land. So this diagram will make you clear where to do what. Okay, so depositions which is being found, deposits, piston ring crown deposits, thickness is shown in the diagram above the first ring. Each records to be maintained and the average of 3 readings is being reported. Piston crown ring grooves, as you can see with the filler gauge, the measurement is being done, and according to the manual you have to see the maximum allowable limit and accordingly the actions to be taken. Okay, so here it is showing the piston crown ring groove measure in the bottom after a downward movement of the piston. So you have to, with the help of the turning gear, you have to do the movement and measure that. Okay, remember to check that there is no top clearance. So in that case only you can measure this. If top clearance is there, then the top clearance also must be added to the bottom measurement. So we have seen already in the procedural part that E and F to be added. Then again here the crown hours, the number one groove, number two groove, number three groove, four groove, ring groove conditions also has to be reported here. The deposit conditions also has to be reported here. Piston ring conditions also has to be reported here. Okay, so this is a very detailed descriptive form. I hope you will get all these forms on board ship with MAN BMW engines, and you can go through the inspection reports, and previous reports also will help you, and whatever is your observation you must record detailed in this form. Thank you, all of you. I have tried my level best to explain the scavenge space inspection procedure in a thoroughly with a complete diagrammatic manner, with attaching the photographs also, and I have attached the record form also, which you can find out on board and try to learn a lot of things from there. Okay, so thank you, all of you.